a thought in my head. One side of me was young, hopeful guy who thinking this can be good, this can inspire change, this can something to rally around, something just to try to take away like some positives about this, like, oh, people uniting for a cause. But then there's the grumpy boomer side of me as well. That is like, these dang kids, like, they don't know what they're doing, they don't know what they're talking about, or this is just their excuse to leave their homes, and they're all just really bored, and just like the cynical, grumpy side of me.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of the I Didn't Read Your Book podcast. I am Lutch, your host, and today, Eric Locsh, the Night Howler. What inspired the Night Howler himself?
The character of the Night Howler really came to life in my head about a year ago, or maybe 2 years ago, when there was a lot of
peaceful protests.
Yes, a lot of peaceful protests going on all over the country, I think. And I had like two schools of thought in my head where, one side of me was this sort of young, hopeful guy who was thinking that this can be good, this can inspire change, this can, that's just the hopeful side of me.
Something to rally around.
Something just to try to take away like some positives about this, like, oh, people uniting for a cause. But then there's the grumpy boomer side of me as well. That is like, these dang kids, so like, they don't know what they're doing, they don't know what they're talking about, or this is just their excuse to leave their homes, and they're all just really bored, and just like the grumpy side of me. And it's tough when you have those two schools of thought going on at the same time, because you don't know which side of the fence to lean on. So I thought, well, actually, that would be kind of cool. What if there was a duo of superheroes?
So sorry to interrupt your podcast experience. I just want to remind you, if you're enjoying what you're watching, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. And if you really love it, there's some support links in the description. I would love if you could help out the channel. And back to the show. Where,
one side was the hopeful side, and the other side was this like grumpy boomer kind of side. Both parts that kind of are part of me as well. I thought telling it in a superhero story would be a really interesting thing, because it could be a very touchy subject, and it could be like,
for sure.
But under the veil of a superhero story, I can kind of talk about it or present it in ways that doesn't make people angry, or if it does, it makes them angry at this like fictional superhero.
Right, a little more palatable.
Yeah, a little more palatable. And I can more freely write to the negative nature of like one character, or like the hopeful, positive nature of another character. And they both have their faults. They both have their point of views. Some are right, some are wrong.
Instead of writing like a nonfiction story about these people and saying, you're doing this.
Yeah, exactly.